No one and nothing will ever shake you again. Try this and see. Have you ever noticed how some people move through life like they're starring in a never-ending drama? A traffic delay? Personal offense? A slow text reply? Betrayal? A minor inconvenience? The end of the world. But then, there are those rare individuals, almost mythical in their composure, who seem untouched by the chaos around them. They glide through life like a breeze, unbothered by the noise that traps everyone else. An insult? They shrug. An unexpected setback? They adapt. It's as if they operate on an entirely different wavelength than the rest of the world. So, here's the real question. What do they know that others don't? Because let's be honest, most people live like emotional pinballs, bouncing from one reaction to another, completely at the mercy of their surroundings. Bad weather ruins their mood. A delayed text sends their confidence crashing. A random glance from a stranger fuels hours of overthinking. We've all been there, maybe not all the time, but enough to understand what it's like to let something utterly meaningless take up too much space in our minds. So, what separates the reactive from the unshakable? It's not luck. It's not some rare personality trait. And no, it's not because they've reached some kind of enlightened monk-like state. It's simple, they've stopped playing a game that was rigged from the start. Most people operate under a fundamental misconception about emotions. They believe their feelings are dictated by external circumstances. But in reality, it's their own interpretation of events that creates suffering. Let's break it down. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. You have two choices. Option A, take it personally, let it ruin your day, and rant about it for hours. Option B, shrug it off, assume they're dealing with their own problems, and keep moving. Same situation. Two completely different experiences. And the only difference? The meaning you gave it. Now, here's where things get interesting. This applies to everything. A stranger's rude remark only stings if you let it. Rejection only affects you if you allow it to define you. A bad day only lingers if you replay it like a terrible TV show. The truth is, most of what upsets people exists solely in their minds, not in reality. They're stuck reacting instead of choosing what deserves their energy. And once you genuinely grasp this, not just in theory, but in practice, everything shifts. Because suddenly, the world isn't something that happens to you. It becomes something you experience on your own terms. Now, the real question, how do you flip this switch? Because once you do, life will never feel the same again. Alright, so now you understand. It's not what happens to you, but how you interpret it. But let's be honest. Knowing this is one thing. Living it is another. Because when life throws something personal at you, when someone disrespects you, when a situation feels unfair, it's easy to forget everything and slip back into reaction mode. So how do you train your mind to become immune to the small stuff? How do you reach the point where no one and nothing can shake you anymore? It all starts with a simple but powerful shift. Stop giving your energy away for free. Most people treat their peace of mind like a free giveaway. A stranger leaves a negative comment? They waste 2 hours mentally arguing. Someone gives them a weird look? They analyze it to death. A minor setback? The entire day is ruined. It's like running a business and giving away all your inventory. At some point, you have to start charging. Ask yourself, will this person's opinion pay my bills? Will this situation even matter a week from now? Is this really my problem, or am I just absorbing someone else's negativity? Because, most of the time, the things that stress people out are nothing more than external expectations they've unconsciously accepted. Someone is rude to you? That's their problem. Someone doubts you? That's their own limitation. Someone disrespects you? That says more about them than it does about you. Think about it. Every time you react emotionally, you're handing over control. You're saying, here, take my peace, I don't need it. But your peace of mind is your most valuable asset. The people who truly win in life, those who remain unshaken, understand this. Most things simply aren't worth their energy. And here's where things get even more interesting. When you stop reacting, everything changes. People who once had power over you lose it. The things that used to ruin your day barely register. Life feels lighter because you're no longer carrying things that were never yours to begin with. And once you've experienced this level of mental freedom, there's no going back. But there's one more step. Because you can take this even further, not only can you remain unaffected by the world, you can start bending it in your favor. Here's the truth. Most people don't actually want control over their emotions. They say they do. They talk about wanting inner peace. But the moment something irritating happens, they take the bait. An annoying email? Instant mental resignation letter. Phone battery at 1%? Clearly, the universe is against them. It's as if people enjoy being controlled by their emotions. They claim, I can't help it, that's just how I am. But here's the reality. When you stop reacting, you win. Look at any powerful person in any situation. A negotiation, an argument, a social setting. The person who remains calm always has the upper hand. When you lose control of your emotions, you give up leverage. If someone can push your buttons, they own you. If a situation can get under your skin, it controls you. If your emotions are dictated by the outside world, then you don't run your life, the world does. Now imagine the opposite. Becoming the kind of person who never takes the bait. A passive-aggressive remark? No reaction. Someone trying to test you? Silence. Unexpected setbacks? Adapt and move forward. This isn't about ignoring problems, it's about refusing to let them define you. And when you master this, people treat you differently. They respect your space. They test you less. And most importantly, you begin making decisions with intention, not impulse. Because most people don't realize this. Emotional reactivity is just autopilot behavior. And a world that thrives on manipulation loves predictable people. Marketing teams prey on impulse. Toxic people feed off reactions. Systems of control rely on those who can't detach. When you're easily triggered, you're easy to manipulate. But when you stop reacting, when you observe instead of absorb, you gain something 99% of people never will. True freedom. And that's when you stop existing on the world's terms and start living on your own.